This map has a secret. Now, if you were to break into this base normally, then it would be ridiculously easy and it would probably take you less than 5 minutes to beat it. However, that's not the point of this map. Canadian, the map's creator, has hidden multiple puzzles in the form of challenge runs for this map, and today I'm going to be doing the hardest one. I'm going to beat this map in adventure mode and without using any items. The first step in solving any puzzle map is to plan a route, so I've made a copy of the world to experiment in, and almost immediately we have a problem. Since I can't place or break any blocks, my only way past this cobweb wall is going through it. Except that, doesn't work. Instead, I'm gonna need to use some physics. By applying the principle of quantum tunneling and jumping into the corner of the wall, I can easily make it onto the glass panes behind the webs. Next, I need to find a way past these iron doors. Except I can see literally no way for me to solve this problem, so instead, I'm going to... You know, maybe I shouldn't say this, actually. Now that we're through the front door, we're on to the next challenge, cactus parkour. And while this is very easy for me, the next room is a problem. Because I have to take damage to get past the cactus parkour and I don't have food to heal, I don't actually have enough health to survive the magma parkour. And while there is a subscribe button hidden in the hopper under the lava, I can't pick it up, so it doesn't actually help me here. And while it is technically possible for me to make all of the jumps in the 2 rooms if I have perfect execution, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not good enough at parkour to do that. Instead, I'm going to cheat. You see, when you join a Minecraft world, you get 3 seconds of damage and vulnerability. And while this isn't enough on its own, by constantly leaving and rejoining the world, I can get through both parkour rooms without taking a single point of damage. After the magma parkour, the next obstacle was a horrendously convoluted keycode door, and I'm gonna be honest, I still do not understand how this redstone works, but I messed around with it and I found a combination that lets me get through, so we are going to take this win and move on. The obstacle after that is honey blocks. Obviously I can't break them, and I don't have any way to summon the withers from the previous room to try and tunnel through the explosion. I guess I can't solve Minecraft's hardest puzzle. Okay, obviously I didn't actually give up. Instead, I looked at the rooms that come after this one, and I found that the next few challenges were also impossible to solve in adventure mode. I could be missing a solution for one puzzle, but multiple in a row suggests that this route is genuinely impossible. While it is nice to have confirmation, this does now leave me stuck. This is fine though, I just need to think. If I assume that this map is actually physically possible to complete, and I know that the main route doesn't work, I can assume that there has to be a secret route hidden somewhere. The map walls being made of bedrock actually helps me here tremendously, because it immediately rules out almost every possible hiding place for a tunnel or an entrance. Thinking about the path I've travelled so far, there's only one place I haven't been. Between the cactus and magma parkours, there's a powdered snow trap. Initially I ignored it because of how trivial it was to avoid, but that might have been a mistake. Past the powdered snow is a sequence of lava, sweet berry bushes, wither roses, and TNT minecarts, all ostensibly placed to kill me when I fall down. However, there's something off here. Instead of being bedrock like the rest of the map, the TNT minecarts are on top of magma blocks. Blocks that will be destroyed if those minecarts explode. We can also see a weird crawl maze near the bottom of the tunnel that seemingly has no way in, and I think they're connected, metaphorically and literally. By using the same spawn and vulnerability exploit we used to get past the parkour, I can make it to the bottom of the trap and detonate the TNT. And as expected, this exposes the maze's entrance tunnel. We're finally getting somewhere. After going through the maze and not finding any way forwards, I decided to check the layout in spectator mode. And while we can clearly see where I'm trying to go, closer inspection reveals something interesting. When I tried to trace a route from the exit back to the start, I found that I couldn't. It was impossible. And that was because this isn't just a single maze, but in fact 2 mazes stacked on top of each other. The top and bottom layers don't actually connect. This makes the maze seemingly impossible, but since the main route is definitely impossible and there are no other paths, I know that there has to be a way. Looking at the layout again, if I was to get through, I'd need a way to phase through the bedrock to get to the upper layer. And since the only thing in this maze is the trapdoor, my way up is going to have to use that. Naturally, my next course of action was to look up Minecraft trapdoor block phasing glitch, and the first result was a video by Canadian? Huh. Watching the video through, I found something interesting about 5 minutes in.
See, if you relog while you're clipped into a block and not standing, but you could be standing, Minecraft will make you stand.
This is exactly what I need. If we scroll back, we can see that this glitch happens whenever you're crouching or crawling while clipped into a block. And with our trapdoor, we can set those conditions up. One relog later, and I'm able to get to the exit, where we find yet another trapdoor. And after a quick encore, we've entered a secret room of the map. Let me explain why this is here. The room below us is a skeleton turret gauntlet, a staple of clickbait Minecraft bases. So, as a joke for their video, Canadian replaced all of the skeletons with wither skeletons without changing the height of their prisons. And then, to prevent the skeletons from suffocating in the roof, they created a system above the room wherein snow golems would attack witches to aggro them and then make them throw harming potions. However, before these harming potions can hit the golems, they are lifted up by soul sand bubble columns and thrown down the central chute to splash above the wither skeletons, healing them because harming potions heal undead mobs. An absolutely insane setup, and a lie, hiding the real reason Canadian needed to add this space. This is the only way the adventure mode route works. By getting here, we've bypassed all the impossible rooms, and now I just need to get back inside the map. First, I'll close these fence gates in order to make the splash potions break early, eventually killing the snow golems, and then, with their targets dead, the witches will stop throwing the potions, allowing me to swim through the mechanism and reach the hidden boat you noticed in the previous shot. Given that there's no way to get this boat out of the room normally, there's probably a glitch that lets me phase through blocks. Let's see. Okay, I need to explain what's about to happen. So, obviously Minecraft doesn't let you walk through blocks, and the way this is implemented in the game's code is by stopping an entity's movement if it would pass inside of a solid block. However, when the player dismounts a boat right before it would enter a block, a desync occurs between the game and the client. The game server says the boat stops at the edge of the block, but the client instead hallucinates the boat passing directly through it. And normally, this would still be fine, because when the player tries to get into the boat, the server notices and corrects the error, updating the boat's position client side to be outside of the block. However, if the boat is only in the block by a tiny bit, the server, instead of slapping the client across the face and calling it stupid for trying to do something impossible, goes, close enough, and updates its own idea of the boat's positioning to be inside the block. And now, the server has been gaslit into believing the boat is inside the block, letting us move directly through it. Now, being one block inside the wall is still not enough to fall into the mechanism shaft below, because some of the boat's hitbox is still on the blocks behind us, so I'm just gonna do it again. And for some reason, it is even easier to do it the second time. After disabling the second layer of potion generators, we can drop the boat all the way down and phase through the wall again to re-enter the main path, having skipped almost the entire map. At first glance, the next room looks like yet another impossible challenge. Even though I'm in no danger from the anvil trap above me, I don't have any way to make it up the 2-block jump to the door into the next room. Instead, I actually need to trigger the trap. Normally, this trap triggers when the calibrated sculk sensor detects the levers in the previous room being flicked open to open the door, but because we were never in that room, we obviously can't activate the lever. Instead, we're gonna hotwire the trap. By setting the book to the first page, we change the sculk sensor to activate in response to walking, letting us immediately set off the trap. Theoretically, I could just walk across the anvils and jump down into the open door, but I tested this and this is horrendously inconsistent, and if I miss the landing, I get soft locked. So instead, I'm going to relog for spawn invulnerability, set myself on fire with the lava, drop down to the ice, and then combine the knockback from the fire tick damage with my jump to just barely make it up to the door. With this room cleared, I have everything I need. I've solved all the puzzles, and now it's time to bring it all together and complete the map for real. Here's the plan. We cut through the webs, cross the pit and approach the door, and then to save time, I'll relog so I can survive the end crystal, and then do the same in the cactus parkour to conserve health. We then trigger the TNT, phase through the maze roof, cross the tunnel, and then finally reach the potion farm. Here, by abusing relogs to avoid the harming potions, I can maintain enough health to survive glitching the boat through the walls and into the ice room. Then, I light myself on fire and damage roost up to the door, and immediately afterwards, relog to survive the rest of the fire ticks. We'll then deliberately tank a single hit from the shulker to get levitation, and then cross the powdered snow while avoiding the rest of the projectiles. And now, we are at the final door. Behind the lava is a secret room, and after relogging again to survive the fire, we can flick a lever to reveal the vault door switch. Then, to avoid being trapped by the door, I need to flick this lever exactly twice, relog, and then immediately jump through the lava as soon as I reconnect. After stalling out the fire one final time, I've done it. I've beaten the map. I've won! You hear that, Canadian? You lose and I win. I am the god of puzzles. All shall bow down before me. So, how do I leave? There is an exit, right? Hello? Guys?